I swear ran up on you with the diamond tester and tried you.
Yeah, man.
What we doing? Talk about it. What are we doing?
So just to give you some context, that wasn't a personal thing where he was coming for me. I just happened to be I just happened to be there at that time. And I had just did a show with Vezo, something called the Summer Burnout Fest. It was an outdoor festival right before COVID. And so I'm at the mall. I see this big crowd, and I'm like, what's this big crowd doing? All of a sudden, I see Vezo pop out from the crowd, and I'm like, oh, shit, Vezo. So he looks over at me. I'm like, what up, Vezo? And I'm walking over to him to like, what's good, you know? And all of a sudden, the camera pops out. Boom. Now I'm on camera. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know if this is behind the scenes. I don't know what is going on. So I'm like, yo, what's good? I'm playing it cool. He's like, my brother. He's like, it's good seeing you, but you caught me on the wrong day. And I took it the wrong way. I'm like, what you mean, man? I ain't trying to come up on you. He's like, nah. He's like, I see you got the earrings and that and this and this. He's like, and I got this here diamond tester. So I'm like, now me, I know all my shit's legit, so I'm not worried at all. But he is not convinced. He's like, so I'm gonna get you, and he's like, blah blah. I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting all arrogant. I'm like, oh, let's go, hurry
up. Which one you want to start with? Welcome back. We live, we lit for another episode of A1 Live Podcast. I got HATCHwiseguy. You seen this guy on B.E.T. You seen this guy on MTV, NBC, Shade 4-5. This is 50. If you turn on your TV, he probably on there right now, like illustrious career. You know what I'm saying? His background speaks for him. You know what I'm saying? And the bar speaks for him. I got HATCHwiseguy.
Appreciate
Thanks
you.
for going. Yeah. Clap it up, baby. Clap it up. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for going live with me. I appreciate you, bro. Like, because, you know you a busy man out here, man. I go to your Instagram. I go to your YouTube. It's like, what is this guy not doing?
Yeah, bro. I try to stay moving, man, especially, just the way the music business is right now with COVID and everything. Granted, things are coming back, but, it's just about doubling down, man. It's about doubling down right now.
And doubling down you are, bro. Well, let's get right off into it, bro. Let's get right off into your career, man. As I was doing my due diligence and researching, man, I saw that first of all, I love the BODs, the Bars on Deck series. You know what I'm saying? It's just I saw 31. I saw the previous ones you put out, and every time I look at it, I'm continuously blown away by the thought process you put into it. And it's like everyone, it's like you go to the next level. What was the mindset or inspiration behind putting out these freestyles?
Appreciate that, man. Actually, a friend of mine who goes by Keith Kalfas, he used to do music back in the day, and years later, now he's a YouTube star, doing landscaping how-to videos and all types. I mean, he was just speaking on a panel with Gary Vee a few weeks ago. I mean, he's really doing it big. So he was just telling me like, yo, you need to do more bingeable content, and get these playlists rocking on YouTube. He knows how to leverage YouTube real well. So I took his advice, and I'm like, man, with the skill set I have, and, with us having technology right in our pockets that we can broadcast to the world, I should be rapping every day on my phone and just putting it up. That was kind of the thought in the beginning, and I was really doing it every day for a while. Now it's more like weekly. But it's just a smart move, man, to keep my audience happy, to keep the views rolling up and the brand going, and just the reach. It's like planting seeds. I'm just growing roots. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's just I look at it like owning digital real estate. You know what I mean? It's like you own that piece of the internet forever. You know what I mean? So it's like, why wouldn't you want the most real estate you could have if you got the means, So that was really the mindset behind it, man. Just being consistent and, just sharing this gift I have before I can't share it no more,
and sharing that you do, bro, like that doesn't bother you. Like it's not like that doesn't discourage you putting out all this free content for people to just, because I mean, subsequently, we can you giving away free jewels every time you drop these bars like that. That doesn't, or is they just coming and you're not worried about it because you have the gift?
It's a little bit of a double-edged sword. I mean, if you have your YouTube page fully monetized, you could make money off videos like that. But if you couldn't, it still helps your brand, your reach. You know what I mean? And you'll get to the point where that will make you money. You know what I mean? And if you really love it, you're going to do it anyway. So
Right.
it's a little bit of all those things. It's a little bit of the passion. It's a little bit of the business. So, but at the end of the day, man, if there was no money in rapping, I feel like I'd still be doing it.
You still be doing you'll still be putting out bars. You'll still be hitting them heavy with songs. You'll still be.
Yeah, like when I was a kid and I started putting together my first raps, I wasn't thinking about making money off it. I was just had to be a part of this. You know what I mean? It's like for the love of the craft, the art, the culture. I'm a creative, so I'd be doing something one way or another. I feel like.
What were you thinking about when you made Cuatro? Cause that shit hard, bro. What was you thinking about when you made Cuatro? For those that don't know, go check out Cuatro. Go check that boy out. What was your mind going through when you made Cuatro?
Man, I'm first of all, I'd like to acknowledge the accent that you've used. I appreciate that. You don't know, but a lot of people don't know. I'm actually part Puerto Rican. So
okay,
hats off to you on the
Salute.
Spanish. Right. But yeah, man. Well, I just came off. So I did a freestyle series about back to that bingeable content. So I did a freestyle series, not like bars on deck, more like full song, full production music video type. So I did one called Free 3, which was called Freestyle 3. Mm-hmm. And at that very particular point in my life, I had a big chip on my shoulder when it came to this rap. I felt like people were counting me out and overlooking me. And I felt like I had put in more than enough dues. You know what I mean? And you just get competitive. You get a little bit prideful. You know what I'm saying? So I went crazy on Free 3, and it was, it got great response. And so now I'm like, I got to follow up Free 3. I got to do the fourth one now. I can't be hella whack on the next one since I've raised the bar. So I'm like, all right, man. So I found the right beat. I'm like, I got to spaz on these fools. And then if you listen to Cuatro, I actually mentioned in Cuatro, I said, I'm lucky to be me because I still ain't heard shit that's fucking with Free 3. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just an extension of that chip I had on my shoulder, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes good. I like having that. It's competitive. That's what drives me is the competition, because I do a lot of competitive rap, not just songs to vibe to, you know what I mean? I do a little bit of everything. So that keeps my sword sharp. You know what I
mean? And you steady coming at they juggler. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing to be slept on, bro. Like this is just, I mean, I got you on the show. So of course, I'm saluting you, but I'm taking a step back, even just, even before the show, I'm cause I'm a student of the game as well. So it's just like, I love people that's just setting aside the regular commercial shit and really putting forth into their craft. Like that's what it's for, right? Like, of course we want to make bread, but at the end of the day, if you respect the craft, it'll respect you.
Absolutely, man. And I feel like you can tell, and maybe not everybody cares, but I feel like you could tell when somebody ain't really in it for the right reason, or like rap is just a hustle to them. They don't really love the art. I feel like you could tell. And those are the people who aren't packing the stadiums like that. You know what I mean? Like if you look at the people who really got the most success and money out of rap, they all have bars. From the Eminem to the Jay-Z's to the Kendricks to the Coles to the Nas. I mean, like you could just go. And I feel like that matters. You know what I mean? People sleep on lyrics, but it really matters, man.
Even guys like this legends in the game, and people think that just because they ain't seen them on like, you know what I'm saying, like the Red Mans and like the guy, even like guys like Buster, that still to this day, 20 years plus, 25 years plus, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Those bars never die.
You know, speaking of Busta and Nas and Jay and M and all these dudes, I love these dudes so much. And Fat Joe, I want to throw him out there too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Jim Jones. I mean, all these guys. I love them so much. Not only because I grew up listening to them, but they're pushing these limits. See, you know, when I was a kid, there wasn't like really no 35-year-old rappers. Now everybody's 50 on top of the game still rapping. And I'm just like, yo, rap till you're 80, bro. like, let's go. I need all that room to grow too, man. Like, pave the way for me, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a beautiful thing.
Because let's be real, a lot of and I listen to all types of music, and we're the only genre that tries to put like a salary not a salary cap, but like a cap or a ceiling on how far we supposed to go. You know, Bon Jovi, I just seen him on iHeart giving an award away. He's still relevant. These guys, Aerosmith, these guys are still relevant in the game. It's like we the only genre of music that say, okay, once you 30, you out the game.
Yeah, man. And I think what's happening now is slowly changing, and I think you see some of the OGs bridging the gap with the new generation. When you hear, you know, like even Nas had Lil Durk on his last album, Eminem had Juice WRLD on his last album. You know, even like DMX just put out an album. It's got Moneybagg Yo on it. You know what I mean? So it's like
J. Cole got Lil Baby. J. Cole got Lil Baby on the album. You know, and even though they're in the same kind of like age range as far as artists go, they're still, J. Cole is considered like a lyricist, backpacker, if you will, and then, you know, Lil Baby, like, so you know, they're still bridging the gap even within that range. So it's like,
and I love that too, because it's like I'm so for the art of it that I just like to see things I wouldn't expect happen. You know, like when you see J. Cole's got a new album, yeah, and Lil Baby's on it, you're like, what's that about to be? Like, you already know Lil Baby had to step to the side of what he normally does, or you know, he might take a little more time or whatever. I love like dude, like I need all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to hear changes on records. 2 Chainz to me is the perfect dude between like the trap rappers who are here for the bounce and the wave, and the lyrical dudes too. And like I just love seeing the camaraderie of it, man. I'm such a rap nerd. You know, I love watching the culture, man. Every interview, every freestyle, the behind the scenes, I'm all about it, man.
I seen something else that was so hard, bro. I seen you going off. I seen an interview where you did. First of all, Mr. H flow. When did that start? And like talk about that whole, like, you know, that whole scheme and that whole process when you do the everything is the H's. Like, did that come from the name because your name is Hatch, or will it like talk about that whole concept, bro, and that whole scheme? That shit's so hard, bro.
Thank you, man. Yeah. For me, that was it was, you know, I like I said, I'm kind of a competitive rapper. I pride myself on my skill set with the words and the wordplay and everything. And I needed a challenge. And I also am thinking, like, you know, what's something so dope that's never been done that had viral potential, or that would be an attention grab, or would be impressive, you know? And I'm thinking like, and also it goes hand in hand with the branding. If I'm Hatch, Mr. H, you know what I mean? Every rapper's got their alter egos. And it's like, I'm Mr. H. All right, I'm going to show you why I'm Mr. H. I own the letter H. Matter of fact, I'm going to take it all the way here. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, I don't know which one you've seen. I actually got 2 different videos for it, but you know, one went viral, and it would just prove, you know, and to this day, it's still something I pull out. You know, it's impressive.
I think I caught the one where you were on talk. Shout out to Talkish on iHeart. Yeah, shout out to them. I ran across the one when you was just going off, and then they started asking you about females on the road, and you know what I'm saying. Shout out to that too, because we still gotta get wet out here. But you know what I'm saying.
You know, shout out to Talkish, my man, Mikey Eckstein, man. He's been real good to me, man, and yeah, I was happy to be on there as well, man. But Mr. H, man, I think it's just one of those things where it's just one of those novelty things. You know what I mean? Like my favorite rapper is Nas, My favorite song by him is a song called Rewind. And he tells a
Yeah,
whole story.
I seen you break that down. I seen you break
Yeah,
that down.
he tells the whole story in reverse. Like nobody's ever done that. I've never heard nothing like that. I was so impressed by how he even did the dialogue backwards. And you don't think about how, just
The bullet goes back in the gun.
back first and vomits juice and vodka back into the cup.
Because when you hear something like that, it's like you get a mental picture. You could see it happening. It's like a movie. Like you could see step by step. It's like you could see.
Yeah, man. That's one of the reasons Nas is my favorite, man. And I think he's one of the best storytellers, alongside of even Slick Rick or Joyner Lucas, or even Eminem has Stan. That was dope. Shit like that, But Nas to me is like really the pinnacle of that.
He sets the bar.
Yeah, man. Like, whoo. Yeah, bro.
Another freestyle you put out, man. There's dope visuals. Go check that out. Said something. Talk about the thought process behind said something. When I heard it, I'm like, okay, he might be even talking about some people that might get offended. Talk about the thought process. Was that geared towards anybody, or was that just?
It might be. I don't know. I got to see who the shoe fits. I just.
I gotta get the clickbait and all.
No, hey, no cap though. Like, there's multiple people that I know that song applies to. So you could just say, hey, they could all get it. Yeah, like for sure. Like, because I think what it is, man, is said something is so dope because what I notice is people have a lot of ego. And we all have ego. I'm guilty of this as well. But it becomes a thing where people don't look at themselves before they project, whether it's negativity or whatever. It's like, you're the last motherfucker to be talking about some shit like that. Oh, I could have swore you just said something when you got A, B, and C. You know what I mean? So like that's the theme of the record, But overall, I just really wanted to have fun with it. I love the beat. I love the original track by Moneybagg Yo. So I remade it into my own Says Some, and we put a dope effect on the video that I've been wanting to do for years. I took that from Busta Rhymes. Speaking of Busta, all that fast motion. And,
yeah. The camera angles in and out of you. And
the party with me. I mean, he had the whole, and he's just so dope, man. And I know that the visuals is a big part of branding as well, man. Your image and how well you entertain in front of that camera. So we've been doing a couple different things. I had, another video with some acting scenes and a storylines, and we're just trying to raise the bar. You know what I mean?
A lot of MCs, include myself, as we younger, we look at BET and we look at MTV, and we always dreamed about going up there, bro. Let's go back a little bit, man, because not only did you go up on BET and get and bless them with some of your freestyle abilities, but you became Freestyle Friday champion. Talk about that. Talk about that whole process, like how that felt to you, and you know what I'm saying, what that means to you.
Yeah, man. I mean, really, I'm still proud of that. That's still a claim to fame for me to this day.
Because it's still a badge. Yeah, you see,
those are the gloves. Those are the championship gloves from BET hanging right behind me. I'm the only person from Michigan to ever be in the Hall of Fame like that in BET as far as the freestyle battles. So I was really proud of that, man. It was crazy, bro. So this is actually a dope story. What happened? So, Jadakiss being one of my favorite rappers always. I got a chance to meet him up at the radio station one time, and I freestyle for him. And this is all things you can see on YouTube. There's 3 videos.
I saw that, bro. I saw that because he gave you a big dope. He gave you a dope ass cosign, and even like a whole mixtape came out of that. Like, talk about that. Even talk about that. Like, did he actually sign you and talk about that process? And
yeah, so I never ended up signing with Kiss, but I mean, Kiss is good people. I actually just talked to him probably 2 months ago.
That was like a 2 or 3 minute freestyle, and I'm talking about like.
Yeah, I kicked a couple for him, man. He wanted to do some business. We hung out a few times, and we didn't end up signing with Kiss, but it's still been all love. But from that freestyle video, went to a chain of emails. And one of those people in the email was the program director for B.E.T.
Okay.
And was like, yo, tell this kid to come to the audition in New York for 106. Now, I had been watching 106 my whole life, so I'm like, what? Like, that's a dream to be, man, what? So, of course, I go to New York, and I got to battle, like, mad heads. Like, we're sitting there, like, everybody's battling just random whoever. So I had to battle, like, 4 or 5 people just for the audition.
Were you at any point intimidated?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Like, you know what it was? It was like intimidated. I don't know if that's really the word. I would say definitely nervous and concerned because, like, I don't know who I'm about to battle. Sometimes when you go into a battle, you got at least 30 seconds to look at so-and-so and be like, okay, he got the raggedy shoes. He got the, I don't know. So we're sitting around. I'm sizing everybody up in the room. There's like, there was hundreds of people, bro.
I'm sizing everybody up. Okay.
Man, there were hundreds of people. So, like, it's not like, you know, I'll probably beat against him or her. Like, I don't know. You just try to get general. Okay, a lot of these dudes got braids. I have a joke about braids. I don't know. But it was all love in the lobby. Everybody's ciphering. So, which was dope because I got to see who was kind of nice and who wasn't. So I'm like, okay, I ain't worried about these dudes. This dude's kind of nice. All right, I'm going to watch out for you. But, yeah, man, I ended up battling like 4 or 5 people, 2-3 rounds apiece, maybe even 4. Did really well in the tryout. So they only called, I think, like 12 of us out of hundreds. And so I got the audition. I made it. Got up on there. And it was funny because my first week, it was another guy's, like, last week. If he would have won that week, he would have been like Hall of Famer. And he had his whole family drive from North Carolina to see him win his big thing. And here comes the honky of motherfucking darkness.
You sent his bags packing back to NC.
And hey, it's all love. I'm still cool with the dude that I battled, but yeah, man, I had to take that from him one time, you know, and it was all good though. He still did really great in the competition, but you know, and but yeah, it was cool, man, you know, and I just came out there. I got to meet Cameron, was one of the judges. He voted for me.
That's one of my favorite rappers too.
And me too. I'm a huge Harlem rap. Like Big L's like one of the gods to me, you know what I mean? And I also, you know, got to meet Soulja Boy. You know, he was the host one episode. So I did 5 episodes and was in the finals and all that. So it was a great experience, man. I mean, there was like 1.1 million viewers every week, and then the finals was even bigger. So, I mean, I just felt blessed.
When you get in a situation like that, do they? Because I, like, you know, I've never been blessed to get, like, I've always, because I always used to let my my fear of judgment hinder me, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they call you, is that something that do they pay for your flight out? Do they? How do they compensate you? How does that go?
Do not. I ain't gonna talk bad about B.E.T, but they didn't help out with none of that.
Which is still cool because you get the experience.
Cool. Yeah, which is still cool. That's why I wanted to say that. Like, you know, I'm not trying to frame it like they were cheap. It was just like, hey, they offered the opportunity, whatever. All right, man. Hey, because I probably would have paid to be on it. You know what I mean? But what was cool was I kept winning. So low key, I was getting money because, like, you know, one week it'd be like $200 gift card. Next week it was like, you got a new cell phone. You know what I mean? So I was winning things that were equal to money, if not actual like Visa gift cards. So, you know, but yeah, it wasn't like getting paid to be like, you know, a part of the cast or nothing like that.
Battle rap, and speaking of battle rap, it has right now it has evolved into like almost mainstream, if you will. I mean, you know, shout out to Smack, shout out to Organic, shout out to ARP. Would you ever consider coming back into the ring? And you know what I'm saying? Because I heard they giving out big checks over there on Caffeine.
Man, yeah.
And now the format they have now in these small rooms, That's perfect for a guy like you. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't have a crowd, like, because sometimes you can go somewhere and it be a biased crowd, and they're not even, and then you got 10 guys that's in the other corner. So of course,
See,
like it's gonna.
I like me personally. I actually think I would rather the crowd, though it can
Okay.
sway not in your favor. But I
Okay.
think that winning the crowd over is something I have confidence in. But not only that, it's like when you watch a certain battle with no crowd and there's no reaction, it's like I think it takes away from a lot because hey, when the crowd goes crazy for your bar, don't nothing charge you up like that. Now that's like you ever watch Tay Rock when the crowd go crazy? He's
Come
like,
on, come on, man.
oh, none of that with no crowd. There's
Come on,
none of
this my house. All
right.
that.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So like, and that's the most lit part, and that energy you feed off the energy, and also like it kind of in a way for the viewer online, they might not catch certain bars if there's not a reaction or it might not hit as hard because sometimes like the reaction of the crowd makes you go, damn, like that was some shit. Like sometimes I don't think it lands
especially
hard.
for a rapper like let's say a Daylight or Loaded Lux, where they're so intricate that by
Yeah,
the time you caught the first bar, they already on their 10th bar.
because they don't slow down. Like if the crowd goes crazy, they pause and then they go back in when the crowd dims down. So like on Caffeine, they're just boom, 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 and you might not catch them, because they're not stopping for the crowd. But either way, I love what they're doing on Caffeine. I love that the culture is evolving. I love that throughout the pandemic, we still found a way as the culture to keep it going. I love it. They were doing the little send a video in battles for a minute. Nothing is stopping the love for this art, man. Like, I'm
because
all for
at the
it.
end of the day, it's all moving the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? It's all hip hop.
Yeah, man. And so back to your question about would I go back to battling? There's a league here in Michigan called Bar Wars that's affiliated with King of the Dot. And they actually offered me a bag to come back. And I've been I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things within me that want to go back so bad, but my goals have changed. And I feel like the time and energy I would have to put in on a battle, it's just got to be worth it. I'm not going to say no, but it's just got to be worth it because I'm really on my music grind. And, I have a couple
Come
other
on,
business.
Hatch. How many petitions we got to sign to go and get you to do that one comeback back?
Yeah, no, that's funny, man. I actually talked to so they did that 50. Did you watch that 50K competition for King of the Dot?
Absolutely.
So I was at one of the battles and actually spoke to Organic, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we could talk, man." Da, 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 da. But I didn't really run with it because I'm still kind of in this mindset of like I'm just trying to do. But I feel like if in 20 years passed and I never did another battle, I would be upset. So, so I'm like, man,
the
I think
situation got to be right.
Yeah, it's just the time. I think it's got to be timing, and like I got to feel it, and it's just I don't know, because that's a whole different lifestyle. Anything in your life,
you got to sit down and because especially nowadays in battle rap, it's not just about rapping. You got to sit down, study a person. You gotta get their backstory. You got to DM a couple of their girlfriends, find out.
And half the shit is like, do I want to invite all that in the now? Like I'm kind of chilling right now, like so. But I'm not opposed to it. I don't have no crazy skeletons in my closet that I'm worried about anyway.
Oh man, Hatch was the ice skater, man. No, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? Yeah, and it's like it is what it is, man. Everybody's got a pass or whatever anyway. So, but yeah, man, I would love to. I don't know when. I can't put a date on it.
You could have been one of those MCs that went the commercial route, right? Why remain true to your craft and focus just on like you could have easily been, and this is no slight to anybody, but you could have easily came out and been like a Post Malone or any one of those guys. Why stay true to your craft and stay true to hip hop?
That's a great question. I do try to balance what I do a little bit. I do have I definitely have some more commercialized songs that I've released. But at the same time, I know that if I couldn't play with words the way and create punchlines and crazy wordplay schemes and double entendres and stuff, I wouldn't even really want to do this like that. I love music, but I really, really love the art of words and crafting that. And like, if that wasn't a part of it, I wouldn't be as interested, to be honest, because I feel like anybody, I mean, Dr. Seuss could make rhymes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and it's like if you rap some Dr. Seuss over a hard beat, and I bet you one of them will sound pretty good.
Word. That's the next TikTok talent. I guarantee you somebody doing that right now. Word.
We don't even know what half these motherfuckers are saying half the time anyway, so it could be anything. So yeah, I think it's and again, it's the integrity route for me. It's like, do I want to do something and be one of the many average dudes, or do I want to be you know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, and it's like, don't nobody look up, don't nobody like look at the worst rapper and be like, I want to rap just like that. Like, well, actually they probably do now. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in this shit to be one of the best. Like, I feel like anything you do, you want to be one of the best at it, don't you? I don't know. That's
only
me.
Only the best have longevity. I don't care, how much drip you got, like, because
right.
and don't get me wrong, that is important, but all of it is important to me. It's like you got to have a whole package. Like, you follow what I'm saying, for that longevity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I like the people we name, like Kendrick. You know, he can make hit songs that go in the club, and he can do the revolution political shit, and then he can rap his ass off. He can sing. He can, it's like he's the total package. That's what that's who I want to be. You know what I mean? I sing a little bit. I do a little bit of commercial shit. I do a little bit of lyrical whatever. So, and it's also the people that I've listened to throughout my life that have, like, once you get your mind completely blown by a rapper, like, I don't know, for me that just made me go like, oh shit, like that's what you're supposed to go for.
Yeah.
Like when I heard Big L, I was like, that's the good way to do shit. So that's it for me. It's like you're on that same tip.
You've been on you've been on tour. You've rocked a lot of stages throughout your career, right? What was the dopest stage you've ever been on? And give me a little tour story.
The dopest stage I ever been on, man.
Because I done did my homework. You done rock some heavy crowds. I seen one where you was in Grand Rapids, and I'm talking about the crowd was stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That was dope. Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, so now that's a whole nother side of it too, because I do a little bit of everything. I actually linked up with an EDM producer named Figure, and he's in that world he's popping, and he's on tour and he's killing shit. And he's at festivals and all that. And, it's like that was one of those shows where, like, those kids go crazy for that shit. So, I've done a little bit of everything. I've performed with live bands and all that. I would say, I don't know about the dopest stage, but I will say that one of the dopest moments for me was with, I don't know if you're familiar with King Crooked or Crooked Eye.
Yeah.
That's the homie.
West Coast legend.
Oh, big legend. To me, the best out of the West lyrically ever. Big facts. But yeah, I think like, so anyway, my bad, I'm losing my train of thought. We went on tour. We did a bunch of shows together. We got music together, all that. And we did a show here in Michigan, and it was real packed. Big place, packed. And we jumped in the crowd. And him and I have done so many shows together. I'm actually like, I perform with him, like basically a hype man for him. And we have a whole routine now where we jump and we do the crowd of 1, 2, 3. And like, so we're jumping in the crowd and we're doing it and we're jumping up and down. And this whole place is like, and it's like super lit. Like, it's crazy. And I just remember thinking like, dog, I'm really sitting here rocking this big ass crowd with one of my favorite rappers. Like, never did I think I would like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to watch not a DVD, but a VHS tape of Sway and Tech freestyles, and Crooked Eye was on there. And I remember being like, that dude is cold as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? And now fast forward, I'm in the crowd performing with him on the same song. It's just like, I don't know, man. Just like, it's the little things like that means more to me than sometimes the bigger crowds, even bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a personal milestone, I think, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and also it's like a out of body experience. It's like, you know, all the work you done put in throughout the years. It's like, yo, I'm here. Like those, everybody has their I made it. Like, but you know what I'm saying? When you get a chance to do like that, it's like you say, especially from somebody that you've been watching on Sway and Tech, it's like, yo, this is success for me. Like everybody's success is different, but when I can be able to do this, and I got whole routines with somebody that I look up to, lyrically, this is it. I got.
Yeah, I've really been fortunate to meet some of my heroes, man, and it's just it's surreal, man. It's surreal.
Speaking of heroes, RIP to Big Dog. You got any DMX stories that
Yeah, man. I got one. I've told this before, but I'll you know, we'll do it on the show as well. When I had first met him, man, it was so dope, man. DMX, like, I mean, damn, I remember the first time I ever heard DMX. Like, that dude was so monumental, man. Such a huge impact. And you know, so we're hanging out with him backstage, and it's a big show. It's like Fat Joe, Trina, Juvenile, DMX. I'm like, I'm already like in Disneyland at that point. Like, these are some of my heroes, you know. And we go to kick it with DMX, and he's just X. You know what I mean? It's just like he's the real deal. He's exactly what you think he is. And it was funny. So we kicked it all night. And I mean, we're laughing together. He's dancing. I mean, we're just like, it was just this great time, you know. And I go to spark some weed up, and I'm like, you know, I'm trying to see if X want to smoke with me. That'll be legendary. X, you want to smoke? He's like, light that motherfucker up. I'm like, hell yeah. And then some of his people that work for him are like, yo, actually put that out, because, like, you know, just we don't want him smoking right now, or whatever the case. So I put it out, you know, and he was like, what? Don't put it out, because and it was just like, oh shit, like, you know. So like,
in true Dark Man X fashion.
Facts, man, real facts. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, I don't want the mood to change and shit. I'm like, you know, we might have to split in a minute. So I'm like, yo, I gotta get a fucking picture with X. Like, I might not never get this chance again, right? So after chilling with him this whole time, I'm like, yo, X, man, like, we're about to split. Like, I would love to get a picture with you, you know what I mean? And his whole shit was like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't really doing no pictures, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shorty over here, like, I ain't do no photo for him, you know what I mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, oh shit, like, all right, fuck. Like, I'm thinking like, damn, like, I just want to like squash this and get the fuck out of here now at this point. And he's going on and on, yo, you know what I mean? I don't want to do no pictures, but you good, dog. Let's get it. And puts his arm around. I'm like, man, what the fuck? All right, I give my man the phone. I got the pic. I was happy as fuck. Like, you know, again, it's just the small things, man. Like, you know, but that was funny to me. I'm thinking I made him mad, and he's going on and on. And all he was trying to do was say, but for you, I'll do it. You know? Oh, man, that was super dope, man. X was so genuine, man. Like, if he didn't fuck with you, like, you were going to know it. If he didn't
know it,
like,
he was gonna know it. Yeah. But like you say, a true person, like he ain't hold no punches, and he gonna speak his mind, man. R.I.P. to DMX, man. We lost a juggernaut in the game.
R.I.P.
Before I get into my next question.
Yeah, and everybody watching this, by the way, go stream that Exodus album too, man. That's a hot album he just dropped. DMX.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of songs on there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Make sure y'all go stream that, man, and do y'all due diligence for DMX, man, because we always say we give our legends the flowers before they gone, but you know, tomorrow not promised for real, man, and we losing a lot of juggernauts. We losing a lot of MF Doom, another one. We losing a lot of juggernauts in the game, man.
In the last few years, look at all the people we lost in the last few years, from Mac Miller to Juice WRLD to Triple X. I mean, bro, King Von, you know what I'm saying? Like, more rappers been dying now than ever, dog. It's crazy. We just lost Nip. Like, what the fuck is happening, bro? You know what I mean? Like, crazy shit.
Yeah.
Crazy shit. Guns and drugs.
Before I get into my next question, right?
Yeah.
HATCHWiseguy ran up on you with the diamond tester and tried you?
Yeah, man.
What we doing? Talk about it. What are we doing?
So just to give you some context, that wasn't a personal thing where he was coming for me. I just happened to be I just happened to be there at that time. And I had just did a show with Vezo, something called the Summer Burnout Fest. It was an outdoor festival right before COVID. And so I'm at the mall. I see this big crowd, and I'm like, what's this big crowd doing? All of a sudden, I see Vezo pop out from the crowd, and I'm like, oh, shit, Vezo. So he looks over at me. I'm like, what up, Vezo? And I'm walking over him to like, what's good, you know? And all of a sudden, the camera pops out. Boom. Now I'm on camera, and I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know if this is behind the scenes. I don't know what is going on. So I'm like, yo, what's good? I'm playing it cool. He's like, my brother. He's like, it's good seeing you, but you caught me on the wrong day. And I took it the wrong way. I'm like, what you mean, man? I ain't trying to come up on you. He's like, nah. He's like, I see you got the earrings and that and this and this. He's like, and I got this here diamond tester. So I'm like, now me, I know all my shit's legit, so I'm not worried at all. But he is not convinced. He's like, so I'm gonna get you, and he's like, blah blah. I'm like, oh shit! I'm getting all arrogant. I'm like, oh, let's go, hurry up!
Which one you want to start with?
You know, and I wasn't even like doing it big that day, but I had a little shit. You know, I've always been a little like kind of a jewelry dude. So you know, he's testing my earrings and shit. And beep 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 beep, and I pass, and he go, oh, okay, check this, beep 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 beep. He's like, wow. He goes, you passed the test, my brother. I said, don't doubt the kid, man. What you think this is, bro?
Yeah.
You know, so it was all love. And I was like, yo, we are like, where's that video going to be? And I'm like, yo, we're going to put it on YouTube, this and that. I'm like, cool. Well, I don't think they ever dropped it because here's the thing. If I would have failed, they would have put it everywhere. But now,
because now it's something to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
He's doing what he's supposed to do. There ain't nothing to look at, you know?
So that leads me to my next question, because I've been studying you and I've been watching you, your whole background, you know what I'm saying? And I know you a guy to prize yourself on your pieces, right? What do you say to those artists out there that thinks that they got to put on all this fake jewelry just to have that look, or just to like they more so worried about the look than the actual music that they putting out? You know,
it's such a crazy thing because I've heard conflicting theories and advice on these things. To me, you know, I literally just heard this week a clip of Birdman saying, all that don't matter to me. If the music hot, it's gonna go. The music's hot as hell, nobody's gonna turn it off because you don't got a chain.
This is the same guy this is the same guy though, mind you. The reason he called himself the #1 stunner is because one day back in the 90s, Puffy pulled up on him with a watch and said, hey, you see this watch I got on? It costs more than, and he pointed to all the Cash Money, you know, the Hot Boys, and he said it costs more than that watch, that watch, that watch. And from that day, Birdman was like, I'll never let nobody stun on me again. And that's where the #1 stunner was born. This ain't for me. Turk was there to tell that story. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's coming from the #1 stunner.
And that's coming, he brought this into the game heavy as hell with The Shining. So, but then I also just heard a clip of like about a month ago, Moneybagg Yo going, you know, it's about your look and your image, because kids who are really gonna rock with you are gonna be like, yo, I want to wear that, my hair like him. I want to have that chain the way he wear it. I like the way he does his bandana like that. So I do think it's definitely relevant, but jewelry ain't the only thing that you can do to have an image. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at somebody like The Weeknd, like, he ain't known for his jewelry. He had crazy ass hair. That's what he was known for. Flavor Flav had a clock. You know what I'm saying? Coolio had the crazy hair. So it's like, you can really do other shit. It's just that's the culture. And I think especially when you come from nothing or you were broke and you came up, you know, you take pride.
Look what I got now. Look at, you know what I'm saying?
You want to have nice things, you know what I'm saying? And I've definitely been victim to that too. You know, I've also heard Plies say, like, he had a big ass chain. He's like, this right here? He's like, this is stupid. He's like, I spent like 80 grand on this one thing. He's like, that wasn't a good investment. I could have fed so many people, you know, but, and I feel that. I feel that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just, don't go beyond your means.
Yeah.
Don't making life decisions over a necklace. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't knock it, but don't feel like you have to or else. That's what I would tell an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. That's dope advice to give an artist. You don't spend your mortgage on it. If you got it, like I always say, like reward yourself. So if you done hit a milestone or you done this, that, and the third, then yeah, of course you got to pat yourself on the back and reward yourself. But like I say, don't do it just because you scrolling through Instagram and now you feel like you got to compete or keep up with Hatch because he over here shining the light on. You know what I'm saying? So that's hella dope.
And that's the marketing of it too. You know what I'm saying? And that's the how they get you. But and to keep it a buck, I don't fully knock people wearing the fake shit, and a lot of people do. But here's the thing: they don't know. A lot of their favorite artists wear fake shit or have worn fake shit. In the beginning,
talk about it.
The whole shit was fake. The whole shit was fake for the Migos in the beginning. I mean, and no disrespect to none of these guys, but I mean, a lot of these dudes been caught with fake shit. There's a whole page called Fake Watch Busters, where it's got all your favorite rappers on there with fake watches. So it's like y'all are just buying into
and I seen something where you was talking about like, and I watch a lot of these guys. I seen something you was talking about like, dude, like you got all these chains. And how much that costs? Like you shouldn't be pulling up in the Honda Accord. Like it's not adding up at least.
Yeah, you can't have on 30,000 in jewels and take the bus to come see me type shit. Like that don't make sense. So, like either you're faking the funk too crazy with the fake chains, or your priorities are so fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because especially like because you got to think if you're an artist, right? Like okay. So let's say you want to spend $1,000 on some jewelry, which is modest, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, right? $1,000 of jewelry. But if you got to think, if you got a song and you put $1,000 behind it, that might get you 10 necklaces. Saying it's like cater to the music, man. Like you got to service your music before you try to get the fly ass car and the sick shoes. Cater to the music, man. That's my best advice.
That's a gem. That's a gem, bro. That's hella advice. That's a gem, especially coming from a person that your craft ain't in question. You follow what I'm saying? So you can afford to because your craft ain't important. I mean, it ain't in question. You got it, like you got it on lock. So you know what I'm saying? That's dope coming from you. Somebody to hear.
And I've been the dude who don't have the money but looks flashy. I've been that in the past. That ain't the move. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was worried about the same shit. I'm like, well, I got to keep my image up at least. So, yeah, I got, $18 in my account, but I'm going to put all these necklaces on today. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to put all these.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because the pressure of that, you know what I mean? And like J. Cole said, pride is the devil, man. Have you trying to act like you got something more than you got, Who's
on Hatch's Mount Rushmore MCs? I seen this meme that's been going around with you got all the heads on it and the heads the faces change. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of MCs? You got to excuse me. I put in light of you because I know you like to switch up your bandanas every now and then, so I put the little bandana on just just for Hatch Day. You feel me?
Yeah. As far as an actual Mount Rushmore of only 4 people, that's really tough. I do it based on rap skills. I have like a top 10, but even then it's like so hard. It's sometimes it switches, but I have a top 10 and a lot of it is pioneers of certain things. Like for example, I would put Big L in my top 10. That's not to say Fabulous is worse than him. But it's that Fabulous was, no disrespect, birthed from Big L in a way. He as am I. You know what I mean? So like, I wouldn't put him in a spot over Big L.
Because you wouldn't have one without the other.
Yeah. It's like he's kind of the godfather or the originator, the pioneer of it. So I would say like for me is top 10 best rappers to me was like Pun, Big L, Nas, Eminem, Royce the 5'9". I'll probably put Crooked Eye in there, King Crooked. This is a controversial one, but I think I don't know. I might have to put Wayne in there. It's kind of hard because there's a lot of like dirty underground type cats that are really nice. I don't know, man. I guess I'll put Wayne in there just because he's multifaceted anyway, and he does have bars, in my opinion. See, it's so hard. Now I get to like the last few, and it's like, damn, like.
And shout out to somebody who shout out to you for having Wayne in there. Shout out to somebody who's probably gonna watch this and be like, yo, but what about MC such and such? But we gotta understand that without Wayne, you wouldn't have the Thugs, you wouldn't have the whole Uzi Verts, you wouldn't have these guys.
And it's like, bro, I feel like we've all heard him tear it down. His work ethic is that of Tupac, only way longer because Tupac is resting in peace. He has way more material than any rapper, and he's rapping above average 100% of the time. Always makes the effort to make punchlines. It's one thing like if you're making the effort, that says it in itself. Like you care. You know what I'm saying? Like you care. And he's got the melodic on flow. He got all different cadences. You know, I mean, he's inspired some of the greats. He's inspired the Kendricks and the Coles and the Drakes and all them. So I feel like you can't just snooze on him. Like he is that dude, like him or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he's musically inclined too, because I like, you know, some of those guys named, they ain't about to be doing the melodies like Wayne. Yeah. You know, so. Yeah. But yeah, I don't even know who the rest of the top 10. I really have.
I mean, that's a heavy list right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a heavy boy right there.
Ooh, the hardest thing. I gotta put Tech 9 in there too.
I'm glad you said Tech 9 because I got a Tech 9 question coming up. Yeah. That's one of my favorite underground artists. Period. I ain't even just gonna say underground. Like he really is top tier. He really is showing what you can do. Yeah. And not have to go mainstream. Like he's really like, you know what I mean? You can put him up against any mainstream artist, and
you know what's crazy? It's like I always say the same thing as you. I say he ain't mainstream, but then I'm like, well, when you're on commercial releases like the Carter 5 and shit like that, and I've definitely your videos on like MTV Jams, so that's kind of commercial. And then like I have heard one of your songs on the radio with B.O.B. and 2 Chainz, so. Damn, where do I start saying you are commercial? You got sponsorship, sponsor you drink. Like, you might be commercial or mainstream. I don't know what it is. I think all the lines have crossed now with the internet. It don't fucking matter no more because Mac Miller ain't never had a radio hit, but he had a show on MTV, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, is he mainstream? He was on Scary Movie 2, or I mean 3 or 4 or whatever with Snoop Dogg. It's like, I don't know how to. Everything's blurred, I think, with the internet. So. I don't even know if that's even things anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's kind of a crazy. He's on the Forbes list. I mean, shit. He's something.
Yeah, absolutely. Hatch, man, the hardest thing in the game, one of the hardest things is not only just getting on, but staying on. How do you maintain your relevancy in an industry where it's like not even just cookie cutter. It's like here today, gone tomorrow. How do you maintain your relevancy?
That's a great question, man. I think it's just about making sure you stay in front of eyeballs and you stay inside of ears. You know what I mean? I think consistently on social, consistently dropping music. Because the thing is like, you know, look, if you got good dope, people are knocking at the door. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as long as you got good music.
That's a good analogy. I like how you put that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think if you put out good music, and another thing, I think you got to kind of reinvent yourself after a while too. Like, you know, I've kind of veered off into different sounds and experimented with different looks. You know, like you said, I'm on the bandana kick. Like that's my thing right now. You know, so I think you got to, you know, and just keep up with the times and try to stay relevant as far as. You know, just updating your sound and everything like that. You know, you don't want to have beats that sound like the 80s right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, you know, you want to keep up a little bit. But overall, man, I really think the industry is like, you find the people who like your sound. You make whatever you want. You find the people who like your sound and you just cater to them and you don't give a shit what the rest think. You know what I'm saying? So it's like DMX, bro, he ain't had an album in years. But everybody who liked him back then bought the new shit or listened to it. So it's, you know what I mean? So I just think, you know, just keep pushing, man. Just keep pushing. I don't think there's, you know, exact formula, because, you know, but like Lil Wayne, he's been out here forever because he's still spitting. You know.
And as you said at the beginning of the interview, it's like staying in their face. It's like putting these freestyles out, staying in their face, not giving them a chance to miss you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's like if somebody's gonna, and that's the thing. I hear people give reasons why they can't do this or they shouldn't do that or this ain't right. Thing is like you put a video out, it's absolutely going to get views. I don't think there's anything on YouTube that has a 0 views. Right. And then for the rest of time, it'll never get less views. It'll only get more. And like I was saying about digital real estate, so it's there forever, consistently only going up. It can never go down. Yeah. So it's like, bro, just plant a million seeds. So what if some of them aren't that great or one's not perfect or this? Just plant your seeds and just, you know, grow through the process and evolve. You'll find where you fit, because it's like anything else. You don't start swishing jump shots your first time on a court. You know, you gotta just take that first step.
You met a lot of people like throughout your career, like the Jadakiss, like we said, the DMXs, the Crooked.
Yeah.
Have you ever met anybody in the industry that you was like, yo, this dude is really a shitty person in real life? Like you know how they say sometimes don't meet your heroes. Like, have you ever met anybody that was like, you was like, yo, I don't know, man, I didn't think he was like this.
And yeah, some that were heroes and some that weren't heroes, but still celebrity types. Yeah, absolutely. I've been. And I don't mind talking about it either, because I feel like if you mistreated me and I say it, then what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, like, you know who played me to the left hella hard was Killer Mike did that to me. To me. And this is throughout the years. This ain't like, you know, within the last 6 months. Who else? Man, even Crazy Bone. I'm real cool with a lot of the Bone Thugs dudes, especially Lazy and Busy and Flesh. But my first 2 times meeting Crazy, he just wasn't, you know, and I give all the, and let me just put a disclaimer on this. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I really do, because I don't know what type of person you are. I don't know what type of mood you're in. You didn't ask for me to be around probably a lot of these times. Sometimes, but you know what I mean? Like, so I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, whatever. But yeah, like Crazy Bone, you know, played me kind of to the left a couple times. I've been cool with Waka Flocka in person once, and then the second time he was voting, or he was judging one of my B.E.T. battles and was completely like shaking his head while I was rapping, like totally making me look bad. And I was like kind of pissed about that at the time, you know, like, I mean, it's all good now, but yeah, man, it's happened a bunch of times, man. Like, because people, you know what I noticed? People are just people. I don't expect nothing out of nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's like a bitch gonna be a bitch. You know, a hater be a hater. Don't matter if they're rich, poor, whatever, famous or not. It don't matter. People just people. Man.
All the money do is just really heighten who you already were.
Yeah, it's like, look at you. You look at R. Kelly and you're like, wow, he's just this great. And then you're like, oh, he fucks children. It's like, he's just a dude. He could have been a librarian. He could have been working at Taco Bell. Still would have been like that. And I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? But that's real.
No. You're just giving an example. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, like people are just people. So I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really put a lot of, I don't know.
You don't hold them too accountable, because
like whatever, you know what I mean? Because sometimes it ain't meant to be. You know what I mean? If it ain't working out, that means it's working out better than I could have imagined. You know, because that wasn't for me anyway.
Yeah, there we go. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that wasn't my lane. What's more important when you're creating a body of work, Hatch? Finding that hit or the message that you're giving off?
Ooh, that's a great question, man. I think that depends on the artist and their goal. For example, I would say, like, if you're the Migos, you're looking for that hit. If you're Kendrick, you're looking for the message. Now, both examples are extremely successful. I think that depends on the artist, but I will say this. I think that Kendrick is more likely to have the longevity. He's more likely to be, you know, us playing his songs 20 years from now because of that. I think the message is what resonates. I think if we didn't hear another Migos song again, someone would come along that filled that void, that provides that same energy, I feel like. But, you know, like when Cole don't drop for like 2 years, his fans are like, what the fuck? You know, like, I, like that's just me. And again, no diss, because everybody's winning way more than me that I'm talking about. I ain't a hater at all. That's just how I perceive it anyway. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong, and it's a time and place for everything. Of course, when I'm in the club, you know, I want to have a little bop. I want something that's gonna come on, and you know what I'm saying, get the juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo. So you know, but when I'm at home and I'm just, you know, relaxing and I'm zenning, then I might want to turn on something that's a little bit more smooth, a little bit more slower. You know, and then me being I'm, you know, I like to pride myself on being old school. I still pop on some, you know, 70s, 80s music and still, you know what I'm saying? So
hell yeah, man. You gotta appreciate the classics too. That's another thing the new generation is missing out on and depriving themselves of. They don't even realize it.
But I can tell that you're the type of artist that, like you said earlier, I can tell you the type of artist that even if it got a bop to it, you still pay attention to your pen.
Yeah. And listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. As far as like what they call mumble rappers, there are several that I enjoy to listen to because I think there's just different time and place for different shit. You know, if I'm trying to get hype, like I might not play Nas. I might play, you know what I'm saying, Migos over Nas if I'm on my way to the club.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like Young Thug music. Like I like that whole like I like that whole, you know, said that melodic. Sometimes I need that when I'm just, you know what I'm saying, when I'm working out or you know, whatever it might.
Bro, Migos has slaps. Uzi Vert got slaps. You know what I'm saying? All them, you know, they all got slaps, bro. All of them got a couple, bro. In my opinion, I totally understand. I'm a lover of music, so like I love the melodies and. Well, I appreciate the approach. See, I hear a beat and I'll come on, when I did, right? But they hear the beat and they're like,
yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't even like. My creativity didn't even hear that. Like, so I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like how people view music is dope to me.
Let's talk about Detroit, right? Because I know you from Detroit. You from the D. I'm from the D. I reside in South Carolina right now, but I'm D born and bred, right?
Okay.
You got your hardcore lyricists, and you got your street, you know, your street rappers. Where does Hatch exist in that? Like, and where does Hatch exist? And then talk about the misconception, because a lot of people think because that you're a hardcore lyricist, that takes away who you are in the streets. You got several guys. You got the Seven the Generals. You got the Big Fella Dex. You got these guys that are hardcore lyricists and still hold it down in the streets too. So a lot of people had
I think like some of the hood, not the hood rap, but the street rap. I mean, let's keep it a buck. A lot of these dudes are just rapping for a front for, you know, the government, or they're doing it for the flex, or just a hustle, like I was saying earlier. But you know, I mean, if we look back in like look at the '90s music, for example, it was like gangster rap heavy, and they were all trying to rap good still. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas ran around them streets. You know what I mean? One ran around the streets and them like they. So, you know, so it's like I don't
even
think
Big L, like even Big L was, you know, he was running around.
You know what I'm saying? Biggie, you know what I mean? Like he's a real street dude. So I think that, you know, it's just the culture of that has changed where any street dude can rap if he wants to rap in that lane. And hey, if people like your music, go ahead. But you know, I still think there's some hard dudes that are lyricists, but yeah, it's just a different portrayal because these people are more focused on the art rather than the street element.
Do the street rappers, do the hardcore rappers get respect from the lyricists and the guys, do they get respect? Do they get the, you know what I mean?
Some of them do. Some of them do. I think it's if they do, it's sometimes it's politics or just personal relationships or even like in my opinion, I think HATCHwiseguy can actually rap. Mm-hmm. He can actually rap. I hear him putting syllables together and all that. And but he's still in that street lane. I feel like someone like him, like I just seen them rocking with Jim Jones and them. Mm-hmm. Jim Jones is just in town. So it's like, and Jim Jones is a street dude, but he's a spitter. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, that's part of that. I rock with that. Like you said, Seven the General. I love Seven's music. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think as far as where I exist within that, I don't consider myself a street dude or, you know, Mr. Hood guy or I'm not playing that role, man. I think I'm more of a I guess I don't want to say message because that almost takes it to more backpack, but you know, I'm just more about like the art and dropping jewels. Okay. Okay. My music, I think I like to drop a little bit of jewels, and also there's a humor aspect when you laugh at certain punchlines. But really, a lot of the time, I'm just trying to impress you, and you go, God damn, like how did he think it? Or man, did you hit? Like I'm trying to get you to press rewind on a lot of records. Like that's the main purpose. A lot of them freestyles. Mm-hmm. I want you to press rewind and then tell your friend about it, and then your friend tell you like, "Yo, this dude is better than your homeboy that raps at the job." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be like that on a lot of those records, but I want to uplift people. I want to inspire, man. I think big thing for me is I want to inspire people. I think I represent the underdog. I think you know, because like where do I fit in? Like you just said, I've actually felt like I don't fit in nowhere a lot of the time. I fit in more with the Tech Nines in them. But then it's like, but I'm not really the acid rap-ish version though. So I'm not over there. I'm not really an Eminem quite like that type of like, you know, I don't know. Like I didn't know where I fit in for a long time. But I started realizing like I don't have to fit in, man. You can just make your own lane like a lot of other people. Or
sometimes you could be a jack of all trades. You know, they say jack of all trades, master of none is like a chameleon. I can go in any circle in the lunchroom and sit at any table. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's real. And I stopped, and I do think that about myself. And I stopped looking at it like, where do I categorize myself? Because I feel like I'm just Hatch and Hatch is all. And I'm just, you know, it's like how they say it's just everywhere. Like that's how I feel like in music. Like I could touch any type of music. I've done rock records. I've done, you know, slightly country-ish records. I've done pop records. I've ghost written for straight up boy bands before. Like I've done it all. Like, you know what I mean? So to me, I don't even like saying I'm a rapper. I'll be like, I'm a recording artist or I'm a musician or something, you know, because I don't want to even put it in that box. I do a lot, you know.
You missed the H, humble, hard, and honorable. You feel me? You know, man, that was off the dome right there.
Hey, see, you know what I'm saying here?
You feel me? Yo, when you're not rapping, bro, and you're not thinking about music, because you know this artistry is an everyday, you know, it's an everyday process, right? What are you doing just to zen and just, you know, just to take your mind off of things? What are you doing when you're not doing music? You know, you don't put the pen down and you just like, all right, I'm gonna go do this. Like, what are you doing?
Nowadays, that's a good question, man. Nowadays, I've changed, man. I'm a knowledge seeking dude right now in life. I wanna learn how to master self. I'm my biggest project. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to control my emotions and understand other people's emotions and know how to react or not when to, or how to position myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's a thing. So self development is big for me right now. I'm in the gym. I'm on my health. I'm on my health kick. I'm big on cryptocurrency as well. I've been, you know, investing since 2017. So that's been like a cool little side thing for me. And, you know, I run a couple businesses too, man. I got an ATM business too. So we got ATM machines and stuff. So like in this part of my life, I'm really just focused on the level up. I'm not really at the club or hanging with the homies all the time, man. I'm really like just trying to soak up knowledge like a sponge and get my money up and make these moves and enjoy the process. That's one thing, man. That's a jewel right there. I get so, you know, we get so overwhelmed with life and there's so many things coming at us and anxiety and shit. And it's like, you just got to learn how to just enjoy the process and say things like, not that I have to go to work, it's I get to go to work, because that's a blessing for you, isn't it? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get to go work on that video, you get to go to the gym. It's
and
things
it's
like
a lot of guys, and had just a lot of guys that wish they had your job. You follow what I'm saying? They're doing the 9 to 5 and want to get up and worry about, okay, let's go work on this video treatment. Let's go, you know what I'm saying? Let's go do this interview, or let's go pull up to this and to this pop-up shop and, you know, sign some t-shirts.
But you know what the thing is and that's dope. But I think what people don't realize is they just see one piece of it, you know. And I think if people had to really go through the journey I went through to get to where I'm at, they wouldn't have done it. They would have fucking went back to their life they got now, because it is not all sunshine and rainbows, man. Like, y'all see the good parts on my IG, you know. People who want what I want, I'm like, all right. Well, there's been times where I had to work 7 days a week at 2 shitty jobs. I had 2 jobs, work 7 days a week just to maintain. So it was like, are you willing to do that? Like, you probably weren't willing to do it. Okay. Or are you willing to sacrifice time with your girl, or having a girl altogether, or money, or your friends, or not going to the club, not missing out on this, missing out on that, and not buying those shoes you want or need because you got to put this toward mixing and mastering, or the video, or, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that shit gets exhausting, man. And, you know, especially in our culture, when it's like, he's got the chain, he's got the Jordans, he's got the car. I never had a lot of that shit for a very long time. So it was rough for me to try to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, or at least when I thought I had to, and still maintain. And you know, I mean, I was scraping by for years, you know, so, and some of that was my own mistakes and my own faults, but it's like, you know, it's just, it's not this glamorous thing, man. You know, I'm still trying to figure it out. I still haven't made it like that. I'm not where I need to be or want to be. I have a long way to go, you know, and still figuring this out, man. It's like a Rubik's Cube, you know. I think even the J. Coles are still trying to figure out, man, how can I keep this going at this level, you know? So it's just a constant grind, man. It really is. It's a big job, and it doesn't stop. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, a couple more things for you go. I got this segment I want to do called "Who's the Better MC?" Right? Woo. Coming from a list, I need all truth. I don't want to say, oh well, I don't want the political answer.
All right.
Gotta choose one. Let's go. Method Man or Eminem?
Eminem. But
J. Cole a bit, huh?
I said I love Eminem though. I mean, I meant to say I love J. Cole.
And this is MC. I'm not talking about, okay, who got the better songs, who's the better artist. MC bar for bar. You say Eminem?
Yeah, between Eminem and Method Man, I'm giving it to Eminem bar for bar. Yes, but shout out to Method Man, one of my favorites.
Shout out to Meth. That takes nothing away from Meth. J. Cole or Big Sean?
Oh, that's kind of a tough one for me, man. Oh, shit.
I know.
I'm going with Sean just strictly off Detroit bias. Point, man. I don't know, man.
I see this, don't know.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, you know, and if I had to answer, I would have went that way. And yes, it would have been a little bit of bias in it. It's nothing wrong with it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think Big Sean's a little more wavy maybe than Cole too. So he might be a little more multifaceted than Cole maybe. So I'll give it to Sean.
Absolutely. Let's throw some women in there. And I that's an old school one. Queen Latifah or MC Lyte?
Queen Latifah or MC Lyte. Damn. Bar for bar, I might have to give it to Latifah because she came off harder. You know what I'm saying? She was more like, who you calling a bitch? You know what I mean? Okay. So I think if they were battling, I think she'd sell it better. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I give Latifah though. MC Lyte is nice too.
Yeah, she not a slouch. She not a slouch at all. Okay, we went old school. Let's go new school. DaBaby or Lil Baby?
As far as rapping, I'm gonna give that to DaBaby.
Okay. Okay.
But I will say this: I'm not well versed in either of their music like that. So based off
Yeah.
my limited view, I feel like he's more of like a rapping rapper. Where
Yeah.
I always look at Lil Baby like he was kind of more focused on the melody.
Yeah.
But he does got some nice shit though.
Yeah. No, shout out to him as well. You know, he was just at the White House and he's doing a lot of big things. He's doing this activism, he's getting his activism on. But this is MCs and my guy Hatch say the baby. Salute to that. One more, right?
All right.
Tech Nine or Hatch the Wise Guy.
Man, you know what? I really like that Hatch guy, man. I just something about him, man. And you know what?
He say something about him.
You know what? There is no Tech Nine without Hatch. No, no, I'm playing. No, man. I mean, you know, I'm picking myself. I'm a little bit biased, but Tech Nine is one of the best rappers ever in life to me, bro. Yeah. And not just rappers as far as rapping, but just artists. Yeah. Bodies of work, concepts, down to the artwork being a metaphor, and down to having his albums in 3 segments of 3, like the whole group of songs, different concepts, and the way he can sing and rap fast and rap slow and do chick songs and then do hard songs.
And I think he's the poster child of how to be independent. Like he's just if you go in the dictionary and say, how am I going to do this independently? You would see his face, like bar none. maybe Master P, but I don't know. Cause I don't know. I think Tech Nine would still hold that crown. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Tech Nine, as far as I know, he was or is the #1 independent rapper. But I don't know. They also tried to say Macklemore was independent, which I don't really know. I mean, even then, I think Tech probably still did more. But yeah, I don't know, man. Tech is just so dope, dog. From the merchandise game, and it's like you can go paint your face and be with ICP 1 minute, and then turn around and be with B.O.B. on a dance hit single. Like, you're the best, bro. Like, dopest shit ever to me.
Mind blowing,
man.
Hey, man. So, and I appreciate that little segment. You know what I mean? Just a little, you know, take off for the hard questions, just to have a little bit of humor and a little bit relaxed. What we got next, or what can we look forward to next from Hatch?
Man, I'm working on a few projects right now. It's so funny. I've been on a real hot streak with writing and recording lately. Mm-hmm. So songs are just like boom, 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 just coming out of nowhere. And I'm trying to put out a few different projects. I want to do like my freestyle series, not the bars on deck, but the actual like song version freestyles. That's going to be a mixtape once I reach like the 10th, and I'll throw a few bonus tracks on there no one's heard. That'll probably be a mixtape just for like my core audience to support. I want to do an EP solely produced by my man Orlando Wade, who's a dope producer. Shout out Orlando Wade. And then I got another project I've been loosely working on over time, just putting different songs in it. And it's kind of changing. It's like, oh, it's this feel. Oh, wait, it's this feel. Now I got this project. So why don't that's that feel? I could come back and do this then. So it's all being molded and sculpted like pottery. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I just started a random project with my homeboy, like a joint collaborative album too. We just knocked like 2 songs out and we decided we're just going to do a project. So who knows what that's going to be, but just music and videos and content and photos and behind the scenes and interviews. I'm just trying to give y'all all of me, man.
For real. That's hella dope, bro. Hella dope. And I myself look forward to it, you know, and if you're out there listening, please make sure you go tap into this guy, because not only does he have the music that goes along with his artistry, the freestyles is there, the content is definitely there. I was all day for 2 days straight, just, you know what I'm saying, doing my homework, because it's that much content that you gave us, and I'm one of the ones that'll say I appreciate it. You feel me?
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. And yeah, man. Definitely happy to have your support, bro. For real. Every person counts, man.
Absolutely. Salute to you. Where can they find you, Hatch?
Yeah, and I was gonna say you got good music taste too. So the fact that you like what I'm doing, really hits hard too.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I can't have no slouches on my show.
Right. Yeah,
and not only and that's not even I'm saying that humbly. It's like, let's I'm I'm a student, so let's push the culture forward. You follow what I'm saying? Like that's saying I'm saying that humbly. I'm not saying it like, oh, like who am I? I'm saying it as far as just everybody that I've interviewed so far, I'm actually a fan of. Like it's not just, you know what I'm saying? So
that's what's up. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Well, if anybody watching this wants to find me, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook under HATCHwiseguy and Snapchat.
Mhm.
And if you got TikTok, which I just started my TikTok, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really want to do TikTok, but that's where we're at in life. If you want to help me out and follow me on TikTok, I'm at I am Hatch. It used to be HATCHwiseguy, but I broke some rules and they deleted my shit. So I am Hatch on TikTok and HATCHwiseguy, every other social platform, including YouTube. Yeah, follow me and hit me up and tell me you saw me on the show and I'll follow you back.
There it is. Hey man, Hatch, I appreciate you for joining us, and I appreciate you for going live with me, bro. For real, for real.
Guy, I appreciate you having me, man. It's been a great time.
Salute.